Most parents think mornings are survival mode. Get the baby up, feed them, get through the next hour. And that makes sense. Mornings with a baby or toddler can feel chaotic, even stressful. But here's what most parents don't realize. The first 60 to 90 minutes after your child wakes up are some of the most neurologically rich moments of the day. The brain is freshly rested. Cortisol rises naturally, not dangerously, but just enough, priming the brain for alertness, attention, and learning. What happens in these first minutes sets the tone for the whole day. Today, I'm going to show you 5 morning habits that directly support your baby's or toddler's brain development. No fancy equipment, no extra hours, just small shifts in the way you already do things. Habit 1. The greeting. Before anything else, there's a moment. You walk into the room. Your baby sees you. What happens next matters more than you might think. Harvard calls these interactions serve and return, the foundation of early brain architecture. Serve and return is exactly what it sounds like. Your baby makes a sound. You respond. Your baby reaches. You lean in. Your baby makes eye contact. You return it. It's not just cute. It's neurological construction. Imagine walking in. The baby squeals, stretches a tiny hand, and gazes up at you. You pause, smile, respond. Then the baby giggles and babbles back. That 10 to 15-second exchange strengthens circuits for language, emotional regulation, and social skills. You might repeat this greeting later with a toy or gesture. Every small exchange builds a pathway that your child's future learning depends on. Even a 30-second greeting can influence language and emotional networks more than a 10-minute story session later in the day. How to do it well. Walk in calmly and warmly. Make eye contact. Smile before speaking. Say their name. Pause to let them respond. Even tiny babbles or smiles are enough to strengthen empathy, attention, and curiosity. Habit 2. Narrate the morning. From the first step, your voice is a brain-building tool. Talk your baby through the routine. Okay, diaper time, snap, snap, snap. Now we're getting dressed. Which arm first? Look, the sun is coming through the window. Can you see it? This is parentese, child-directed speech. Research tracking 42 families found that children in highly verbal households had heard 30 million more words by age 3 than children in less verbal homes, predicting stronger language skills, reading readiness, and academic success. It's not just how many words, but the quality of the back-and-forth interaction that matters. Imagine 2 parents getting ready. Parent 1 rushes through instructions. Hurry up, let's go brush teeth. Baby looks away, overwhelmed. Parent 2 narrates with details and warmth. Now brush your teeth. See the bubbles? Up and down. Baby engages, babbles back. The second approach strengthens attention, language pathways, and emotional regulation. Habit 3. Get outside early. One of the most overlooked habits isn't talking or playing. It's light. Morning sunlight stimulates the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the brain's central clock, which coordinates the body's circadian rhythm. This rhythm regulates sleep, hormone release, metabolism, alertness, and emotional tone. For babies, regular exposure to morning light anchors sleep-wake cycles, helping them settle in the evening, boosts daytime alertness and curiosity, improves emotional regulation, strengthens neural readiness for learning throughout the day. Even brief exposure to morning sunlight triggers the release of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that boosts mood and primes the brain for attention and exploration. A short 10-minute light exposure can make your baby more curious, more engaged, and calmer for several hours. Skipping morning light can subtly affect mood and alertness. Babies may take longer to settle, nap inconsistently, or feel more irritable. Over weeks, irregular light exposure can delay the brain's internal clock, affecting sleep cycles and hormonal rhythms crucial for learning and attention. If it's cloudy, overcast, or winter, sit by a bright window for 10 minutes while you play or feed. Use a full-spectrum light lamp to mimic sunlight. Step onto a porch or balcony for a few minutes. Even indirect natural light helps. You don't need a long walk. Just consistent moments of daylight to set the brain's internal clock and charge the system for the day. Habit 4. Move their body. Movement is brain building, not just energy burning. Reaching, rolling, stretching, crawling. These actions provide proprioceptive input, signals about body position and motion, which activate the cerebellum and sensory cortex, supporting attention, coordination, and later, more complex learning. A few minutes of tummy time in the morning strengthen neural pathways that your baby will rely on for crawling, walking, problem-solving, and even language later. Tips for movement. Infants under 12 months. Gentle tummy time and rolling games. Toddlers. Free movement before structured activities. Soft climbing, crawling tunnels, gentle obstacle paths. Avoid prolonged time in bouncers or in front of screens. Their brains are asking for sensory and movement input. Habit 5. The feeding conversation. Whether breastfeeding, bottle, or breakfast, feeding is a prime brain-building window, far beyond just nutrition. When you engage attentively with your child during feeding, maintaining gentle eye contact, responding to sounds, narrating what you see and feel, you are doing more than talking. You are strengthening neural networks that support social communication, emotional regulation, reward learning circuits linked to curiosity and exploration. One study in developmental psychology found that infants whose caregivers engaged in frequent, face-to-face responsive interactions, especially during feeding, developed stronger executive function skills later in childhood, including better attention control and cognitive flexibility. What's happening in the brain? The prefrontal cortex is stimulated, supporting attention and self-control. Mirror neuron networks help infants learn social response patterns. The limbic system builds emotional security and reduces stress reactivity. These coordinated activations literally wire the brain to associate relational attunement with safety, curiosity, and cognitive engagement. So rather than letting feeding become a background task while you check your phone, consider it a daily microtherapy session for your baby's developing brain. A few extra moments of eye contact, narrative language, or shared attention on a spoon, a color, or a texture are far more than nice to have. They are neurologically transformative. Examples. You're looking at the window. That's the morning light. What color is your cereal? Can you taste it? That spoon is silver. See how it shines? Even brief, focused interactions during feeding have long-lasting effects on attention, learning, and emotional regulation. Putting it together. Some mornings you may do 2 habits, others just 1. That's okay. Brain development isn't built on perfection, it's built on consistency. Even 3 out of 5 habits most mornings creates a neurologically rich environment over hundreds of days. Remember this simple framework. 1. Greet warmly and pause. 2. Narrate the routine. 3. Get natural light. 4. Let them move freely. 5. Be fully present during feeding. 5 habits. No extra equipment. No extra time. Just small shifts in hours you already spend with your child. What's next? Now that you know what to build in the morning, the next video shows what not to do. 4 everyday habits quietly slow your toddler's brain development. Many of them are things almost every parent does. It's just as important to avoid harmful routines as it is to build positive ones. We also created a book and practical worksheets for this series, digital or print. Check the link below.